had the the Republican candidate, I should say, for 44th District Assembly on CCN a few weeks ago. Now it's the Democrats' turn. He's finishing his first term in the Assembly. Now Anthony Portantino wants a second. He's here live to tell us why he wants your vote. Thanks for going on camera with me, sir.
Thank you, Tami, for having me back. It's great to be here.
No problem. Let's talk about what you would say are some of your accomplishments in the Assembly this year, these past few years.
Well, I'm very proud that the governor signed my bill to set up California's first umbilical cord blood banking program. Umbilical cord blood cures leukemia, sickle cell anemia, and 68 other blood-related diseases, and we typically discard it after a mother gives birth. So to harvest those stem cells that are being discarded and cure leukemia and sickle cell anemia is very exciting. So the governor signed that bill, and he also signed a bill to give survivor benefits to federal firefighters who die in the line of duty. And we know the brave firefighters who died in the Esperanza fire, who were just memorialized recently. Their families were not getting benefits, so the governor signed a bill to give them benefits.
Okay, good. Now, we're speaking of the governor. I think he's calling an emergency session, I think, in next week to bring everybody back because we're in dire financial crisis here. How did we get there, and why did it take so long for the Assembly and the Senate to get a bill together?
Well, both nationally and in California, we're seeing a down economic time. There's no question about it. But we also have a structural deficit. And if you remember when the governor ran, he was going to blow up the boxes, cut up the credit cards, and stop creating more debt. Well, he's done the exact opposite. We keep creating debt, and we have a budget situation where it requires 2/3 of the legislature to vote for the budget. So that means Republicans and Democrats have to work together to solve the budget crisis. And one of the challenges is the governor is not providing that bipartisan framework as a chief executive to really make those tough decisions. So consequently, we had an 85-day standoff, and then we ended up borrowing and creating more debt, which isn't helping our children's future or education at all.
And I've heard him say, and the Republicans say, though, too, that Democrats want to add even more spending. They want a rainy day kind of slush fund. Where's the middle ground there?
Well, I think the middle ground was that we cut $15 billion out of the budget. We've cut down to the bone. We already fund education at 47th in the nation. That means 46 other states invest in their children more than we do. California used to have a world-class master plan for higher education where we invested and made access to all of our children's educational opportunities a reality. We're, in effect, taxing kids and borrowing against their future. So we have to have some fiscal responsibility and put the money where our priorities are so it pays dividends, spreads the tax base out, and maybe even lower taxes a decade from now if we invest in kids today.
Mm-hmm. Now, do we run out of money at the end of this month?
Well, if you see some of the reports that are coming in, income projections are lower than expected.
What do we do if we run out of money?
Well, I think we have to make some tough choices, but we also have to put everything on the table to have a structural reform. You know, I've been very critical of the governor because he gives press conferences and pounds the table. You know, you solve a problem by working with Republicans and Democrats in Sacramento to come up with a solution, not running around giving press conferences pointing fingers.
Maybe he heard that, and maybe that's why there's a meeting next week. Maybe that's why he's calling everybody together next week.
Well, I hope so. I think it's also why he vetoed a number of my bills because I got into his face and told him about it.
Oh, well, maybe so. Who knows? Why should people vote for you for a second term?
My wife would love to see me stay out of the house a little bit more. You know, she says she gets more done with the kids when I'm not home. And
well, I'm doubting that.
Well, no, seriously, you know, I'm honored and privileged to represent the 44th Assembly District. It is an amazing honor. And I really care about our children's education. I'm currently the chair of higher education. This district is served by 5 community colleges, with PCC being the heart and soul of the district. You know, I've got some unfinished business to continue to work on creating a true master plan for every kid's opportunity to excel. I'm dedicated to that, and I'm hoping to be honored to go back.
Well, you're running against Brian Fuller, who's the Republican, but incumbents generally have a easier road. So we'll see what happens.
From your mouth to God's ears.
All right. Thank you very much for being with us. I appreciate it.